Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Luna Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight is Love and Astrology night, excuse me, and I am going to go over all of the August transits. We're going to look at the hot dates. There are several for the month of August, so I'm going to go over each of those. I will read for the collective and I will offer some free and paid mini readings at the end. Guys, please remember we are multi streaming, so tonight we are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I know it's a different night than normal, and this is going to be a makeup for me. I had to reschedule yesterday. So if you were looking for us yesterday, that's what happened. I did put a post over on Facebook to let everyone know that I would need to reschedule. So, guys, if you are not seeing those posts, make sure that you're following me on all the platforms, right? And I always put the links in the description box of my YouTube video. It makes it really easy to be able to navigate around, right? All right, so Star Leva, Sandra coming in. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. Thank you, Sandra. I do have my fan going, so ladies, it's going to be warm. Vanessa, let me know. Do we have a wrench? Do we have a wrench next to Vanessa's name? Vanessa is a new moderator for PLR. I see the wrench, Vanessa. Oh, I love it. It looks like we finally got it figured out. So that should be all the platforms. Minus Twitch, right? I don't think I have you over on Twitch yet, but we'll definitely get it done. All right, let me jump over to those hot dates. Guys, get your calendars out. Grab a water, get comfortable. Again, I'm not going over every single transit because they're just getting to be too much. But I am going to go over all the hot dates specifically for this type of spiritual awakening journey. And let's talk about that for just a moment because I feel like tonight's Love and Astrology is going to sound a little bit different. At least I'm hoping that it is. And I want to be a little vulnerable here and a little authentic. And I want to just admit that I've clearly been running from my journey for quite some time. I did surrender to my purpose. I did hear Spirit say, hey, you got to go out here and tell everybody about this type of awakening. And I was like, okay, but then I didn't actually like do the things, right? Um, so I will say that I'm trying to do the things now, and one of those things is this niche that we are in. Um, PLR is a very slow, organic growth, right? I don't have any ads. There's no bot subscribers or bots or anything like that. All the people that you see here, I gave you a reading at some point or another, and it pulled out your heartstring, most likely because you're having the same type of spiritual awakening journey that I'm having. So I'm really having to put the focus on that type of awakening, right? It is called the twin flame awakening. I'm not a fan of the label, as you can probably clearly tell, right? Um, I like to focus on the masculine and feminine energies because that is what we're actually supposed to be doing. So, for example, when I do these collective readings and I'm talking about masculine and feminine energies, we're supposed to be using those readings and correlating those readings with our inner masculine and feminine energies, right? Not necessarily for someone on the outside or a counterpart energy per se. Several of us do that, right? And the readings do come out very accurate that way. But I am supposed to tell you that the whole point of our journey is to balance our masculine and feminine energies internally. So tonight, as I go over these hot dates, again, this is very specific for those of us on this very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. So when I get done going through all this information, and it is a lot, guys. So again, get comfortable, grab a water, stay hydrated, right? I want you to tell me what you think about the new format, okay? All right, let me get over to my notes. Oh, no. I had to give myself a note to play the video. I made a cool little video for you guys to watch while we go over these August transits. Guys, it is Lionsgate. So that was my theme. So I hope you enjoy. All right, so everything is sleeping. Everything looks like it's working well on all the platforms. All right, here we go, guys. Ready? And it starts out fast. It starts out fast and heavy. So just prepare yourselves. All right. So again, this is August 2025. Hot dates only. Hot dates only. So August 1st, we have Venus in Cancer, and it's square Saturn in Aries. So this transit may bring us some tense, restrictive, or emotionally challenging energy between the masculine and the feminine counterparts, particularly in relationships where deep soul connections or karmic ties are present. So that's going to be Venus in Cancer, square Saturn in Aries. The key themes for this energy, for the masculine and feminine energies, is going to be emotional withdrawal versus need for security. So the feminine counterpart, which is aligned with Venus in Cancer, may crave emotional closeness, nurturing, and reassurance, while the masculine counterpart, which is influenced by Saturn in Aries, may feel pressured, distant, or focused on personal goals. Saturn's restrictive energy can really make the masculine side more detached, impatient, or frustrated by all of the emotional demands. All right, also, next theme here with this energy, we have testing commitment and responsibility. So Saturn brings karmic lessons, and this may surface fears of commitment, past relationship wounds, or even doubts about whether the connection is worth the effort, right? So the feminine energy might feel unappreciated or restricted, while the masculine energy could feel burdened by expectations. All right, the next theme with the same transit, we're still discussing the same transit, power struggles and independence. So Aries energy is very assertive and independent, and it's going to be square Cancer, which is nurturing and protective. And this can create friction between autonomy and intimacy. All right, on the masculine side, this may cause the masculine to pull away to assert individuality, while the feminine side seeks a more deeper bonding. And that could definitely lead to some misunderstandings or emotional standoffs, right? Guys, we did the August twin flame current energy just the other day. It's already posted over on the YouTube channel. So if you guys missed it, you can check it out after this live, of course, right? But that's what I called it, was emotional standoff, because you're going to see that energy as we work through the month of August. I will say, remember that I talked a little bit about the astrology when we did that live. So I gave you a little bit of a heads up that it does start to bend, right? It does start to give way towards the end of the month, and we'll get there. We're still talking about the very first transit on August 1st. All right, another theme that's coming up with this transit is past patterns and maturity in love. Old wounds around trust, abandonment, or self-worth may resurface, forcing both the counterparts to confront unhealthy patterns. Saturn's going to demand maturity. If the relationship lacks a solid foundation, then this transit could definitely reveal the weak points, right? All right, so how to work with this energy. The feminine energy, you want to avoid clinging or over nurturing, focus on self-care and emotional stability, rather seeking validation from somebody else, right? And the masculine energy, communicate honestly instead of shutting down, acknowledge emotions without feeling trapped by them. And both the feminine and the masculine could use this transit to strengthen trust, set healthy boundaries, and release old baggage. Here's the possible outcome with this transit. If both the masculine and the feminine energies are willing to grow, this energy can deepen commitment through patience and maturity. If resistance dominates, then temporary distance or reevaluation may be necessary. This is definitely going to be a test of endurance and authenticity. All right, that's the first one. Also on August 1st, everybody's still with me? I know, and I can hear Carson in the background. He's out there raising hell, y'all, so just bear with me. All right, so the next one is Venus in Cancer still, right? But this time, remember, because we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So this time, Venus in Cancer square Neptune in Aries. So this transit brings a dreamy yet confusing energy to relationships, particularly between the masculine and the feminine counterparts. While the Venus Saturn square which is the earlier transit I talked about, was about restriction and reality checks. The Venus Neptune is going to be about illusion, idealism, and emotional fog. How many of you feel like you've been dealing with emotional fog? So the key themes for the masculine and feminine energies with this particular transit, the first one I have is rose-colored glasses versus harsh reality checks. So the feminine counterpart, again, Venus in Cancer, may idealize love, seeing the connection through a more romanticized lens, while Neptune in Aries kind of blurs the boundaries. And the masculine counterpart, which is Neptune in fiery Aries, could be avoiding clarity, acting on impulse or fantasy rather than grounding into commitment. Miscommunication, missed signals, or unspoken expectations may definitely lead to some disappointment with this transit. All right, another theme with this transit, emotional vulnerability and deception. And this is including self-deception. I want to point that out because I feel like that's what we're going to pick up on. We want to blame everybody else, right? Like, oh, he lied, right? But I mean, some self-deception, accountability is going to be huge in the month of August, okay? So Neptune dissolves the barriers, making both sides more sensitive, but also more prone to projection. So the feminine energy may overgive or sacrifice or even ignore red flags, while the masculine energy might be unclear in intentions. That's going to be like hot and cold behavior, which is not surprising for the masculine, right? Hidden truths and unaddressed issues or emotional manipulation, even if it's unintentional, could surface with this energy. All right, the next theme I have for Venus in Cancer, squaring Neptune in Aries, is going to be spiritual yearning versus grounded love. There's a strong soul love pool, but Neptune can kind of glamorize the suffering and making it a more toxic pattern. And instead of it feeling destined, it could feel more karmic. So the feminine may seek a savior or a divine union, while the masculine may struggle with commitment phobia disguised as freedom, right? All right, we also have boundary dissolution and codependency risk because Neptune's energy can lead to merging too much, losing the sense of self in the relationship, and the feminine might absorb the masculine's emotions. How many of you do that? While the masculine could escape into work, distraction, or even, sadly, addictive behaviors. All right, so how to navigate this energy? The feminine energy, it will help to stay grounded. Don't confuse empathy with martyrdom, right? Ask ask yourself, am I seeing this person clearly or is this like through a fantasy? Masculine energy, be honest with intentions. Avoid leading someone on with vague or poetic words. Just be clear and honest, right? Both energies, the masculine and the feminine. If something feels too good to be true, it might be. So verify, don't just assume. The possible outcomes with this energy, if both are conscious, the transit can deepen compassion, creativity, and spiritual connection, but only if it's rooted in truth. If illusions take over, a painful awakening or, again, disillusionment may happen later when Neptune's fog starts to lift. All right, the biggest lesson here is love must be built on truth, not just dreams. This transit asks, are we loving each other or the idea of each other, right? And guys, that's just August 1st. All right. Next hot date you can circle on your calendar is going to be on August 6th. So on August 6th, Mars is going to enter Libra. Let's talk about the collective energy here. I called it the war for balance. So as Mars, the planet of action and desire, moves into Libra, the cosmic battlefield shifts from fiery clashes to a tense diplomatic standoff. This is no longer about raw passion. It's more about justice, fairness, and the art of negotiation between the masculine and the feminine energy. So here's the themes. The struggle for equality. Mars in Libra forces the question, is this relationship balanced or is one side carrying the weight? Masculine energy may feel frustrated by too much talk and not enough action, while feminine energy seeks harmony before moving forward. So power struggles, clearly, right, could emerge if either energy feels unheard or disrespected. Another theme, passive aggressive tensions. So Libra Mars is not a fan of direct conflict, right? So frustrations may like kind of simmer beneath the just like feeling like you need to be polite or maybe even being silent. Avoidance will backfire. So unspoken resentments grow louder the longer they're ignored. All right, karmic lessons in relating is going to be another theme with this energy. So past life echoes of unequal partnerships, betrayal, or codependency could resurface. The universe is asking you, will you repeat old patterns or will you finally demand equal effort? Next theme we have is the catalyst of reconciliation or release. If both twins are willing to compromise without self-abandonment, this energy can restore equilibrium. But if not, Mars and Libra may gracefully walk away. Sometimes balance means letting go. All right, here's how best to navigate this energy. First, speak up, but with tact, because Libra demands diplomacy, not explosions. Release people pleasing, because true harmony requires both voices to matter equally. And watch for fake peace, like soothing things over to avoid conflict is only going to delay the inevitable. All right, the bigger picture here with this transit, it's a cosmic mirror. It exposes where your connection is in true alignment versus forced compromise. So will you fight for balance or is the imbalance the answer itself? So next hot date, guys, make sure you're circling these on your calendar. I picked I'm telling you, like the hottest ones, right? August 8th. On August 8th, we have Mars in Libra, and it's going to be trine Uranus and Gemini. So I called this energy sudden shifts and electric truths. It's definitely like a lightning bolt moment here for the collective because the transit sparks unexpected breakthroughs or even like curveballs in connections. Some key themes with this energy is going to be surprisingly honest, long buried truths coming to the surface abruptly. Liberation through action. So stagnant dynamics get kind of like this jolt, this lightning jolt. Mental chemistry will ignite. Words will carry revolutionary edge. So here's a warning with this energy because Uranus detonates, right? So what's been avoided will be addressed, whether you're ready for it or not. Stay flexible. The energy favors bold communication, not reckless impulsivity. With all the cosmic energy in mind, guys, don't forget that August 8th is also this very powerful portal date. And I will be doing a very special members only live. We're going to be doing it on August 6th at 8 p.m. I hope you guys can join me, where we're going to discuss the energies of the portal. I'm going to give you some back history on what it is, what it means, where it came from. And I'm going to tell you how best to navigate that portal energy and how best to harvest the energy, right? All right, the next hot date is going to be August 9th. So on August 9th, we have the Aquarius full moon. And the collective theme feels like the awakening storm type of energy. There is a shock of clarity. So the full moon electrifies stagnant energy with sudden revelations, right? That's that Aquarius energy. What was hidden in the shadows is now like floodlit. So some potential key collective revelations that could happen with this transit. Truth detonates because remember, Uranian energy is lightning strikes. So any illusions about your connections, it's like they're being lit up. Past patterns crystallize, so you see the cycle. Will you break it, or will you break the cycle, or like will you keep repeating it, or will you break it now that you can see it? Also, group energy amplifies. So friends, soul family, or collective messages could push you towards some type of crossroads. Let's see what else. Many could face like a critical choice with this type of energy. It is definitely like revolutionary type of energy. You may even walk away from something, like something could feel like cut and dry for you, and you're just ready for liberation. A warning here, emotions could feel both icy and intense, and that is because Aquarius kind of disconnects to analyze, but the moon is going to demand feeling. A good mantra with this energy could be, I release what must end to honor what's real. All right, also on the 9th, guys, Mars will be in Libra, and that's opposite Neptune in Aries. You could feel drained easily, so make sure to take time to recharge your energy. Everybody still with me? I know there's so many. We're only on the 11th, guys. Like there's still several to go. Dina, welcome. Mallory. Oh, Mallory says I just got off the phone with your favorite person. Well, I hope he's doing well, Mallory. All right, let me get back to it. Okay, so August 11th is going to be the next hot date. You can circle on your calendar, and this is when Mercury is going to station direct in the sign of Leo. So this is like the roar of truth theme here, especially after several weeks of retrograde fog, right? So the cosmic microphone drops with this energy. What was silenced now is going to demand to be heard. And some key shifts here are ego versus heart clarity. So prideful miscommunications, which is Leo energy, can dissolve and raw honesty can emerge. Past dramas may be revisited and then released because Mercury's post-retrograde shadow forces like one last reckoning with the July-August chaos. The feminine energies moment because Leo's fire fuels bold vulnerability. So tears and truth really could cut deeper than anger at this time. Let's see, a critical window is going to be for Mercury Mercury going direct is going to be August 11th through the 18th, which is moving out of the shadow periods. You could experience some fast reconnections, but only if both sides surrender like the theatrics for authenticity. Final karmic tests could also happen during these dates with Mercury, the 11th through the 18th, because Mercury is going to expose who's committed and who's just kind of performing. A good mantra with this energy is I speak my fire without burning us down. Those are these are my personal mantras. All right, August 12th, circle the next hot date. This is Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. So the theme here is the surge of soulful abundance. It's going to feel like a tsunami of heart energy. It's so funny. I want you guys to know I wrote this, when was it? Last weekend. So before the tsunamis were here, I just happened to use the word, but it does feel this way because it's going to be a rare alignment and it's going to drown out fear. We need this energy so desperately. So for a few sacred hours, love is going to really just kind of like overflow from the containers. The key energy here is going to be that the feminine surrender will be rewarded. So the nurture, the Cancer energy is seen, and their emotional generosity is met with cosmic blessings. The masculine energy is softened, so resistant counterparts feel more unexpected waves of nostalgia, protectiveness, or even a feeling of homecoming. This is definitely soul level nourishment energy, shared meals, tears, silent embraces, more healing than any words could do. That's so interesting. Again, I wrote that last weekend. Astrology surprises me sometimes when I read something and I'm like, oh, that just happened. All right. I do have a warning with this energy because Jupiter is going to expand everything, and including unconditional love or codependent patterns. So ask yourself, is this sacred intimacy or again the rose-colored denial? All right, here's some deep magic for you. This is honeymoon energy, but true twin flames will use it to fortify foundations, so not just bask in temporary sweetness. A good mantra for this time could be let love in without drowning in it. All right, next hot date, I have August 13th, Moon in Aries, conjunct Saturn in Aries. And the theme with this energy is cold, hard truths. A reality check for the twins, definitely. Emotions can collide with karma. It's not a day for like fantasy. Saturn's icy grip meets the moon's raw hunger, forcing a moment of sobriety and clarity. Some key dynamics here: feminine frustration will peak or could peak. The emotional moon in Aries wants action now, but again, Saturn demands patience and or consequences. So tears could turn to steel. I feel like the divine feminine is just done begging. Masculine crossroads, Saturn forces the masculine to face the avoidance. It's definitely commit or walk away. But indecision is no longer an option. Past life echoes here again because the old patterns of abandonment or control could be resurfacing at this time with a chance to break the cycle. That's the whole point. We do have a collective wake up call with this energy. Rejection hurts, but stagnation kills. This transit exposes the cost of waiting for someone unwilling to meet you halfway. Tough love is the only love. Saturn's lesson is brutal but liberating. You cannot force growth on someone who is stuck in fear. My mantra for that energy is I honor my fire, but I will not burn alone. All right, the next hot date is going to be August 18th. So on August 18th, Mercury and Leo is going to be sextile Mars and Libra. All right, so the theme with this one is diplomatic breakthroughs. So I feel like this is really November 18th, like double circle, triple circle. We've all been feeling standoff energy for way longer than August 1st, right? It's just this is like the peak of it. So on August 18th, this is when that peak finally gives way. Okay. So I put the standoff ends, but I don't want to say it ends. It's just when it kind of like I said, it gives way. It's like we start coming down the other side of the mountain, right? And words could definitely become bridges at this time. It's a cosmic ceasefire after weeks of tension. It's definitely very harmonious aspect. It could unlock some stalled communication with both the fire energy, which is Leo, and grace, which is Libra. Some key energy here is passion meets tact. Raw emotions, Mercury and Leo, finally find the right words, which is Mars and Libra. Pride will soften, apologies or truths could land without destruction. August 18th, guys. Action through dialogue. So long avoided conversations actually move the needle, especially about commitment, boundaries, or past hurts. Masculine and feminine alignment with this energy. The warrior, which is Mars, and the storyteller, which is Mercury, collaborate. He speaks with her, not at her, right? And she listens without defensiveness. How are you guys liking the like the new layout or the new way of talking about the energies? I feel like it's going to be so much more helpful. Is my idea. All right, so the critical opportunity here, and this is going to be, I think, the easiest day in August to reconnect after any type of silence or no contact, negotiate any type of step dynamic energy, decide if you can together, and then what comes next, right? A good mantra is we fight for us, not against each other. All right, the next hot date I have is August 22nd. Guys, we're getting to it. We're almost to the end. The sun is going to enter Virgo. So the theme here is going to be healing after the storm. I think this is when we're going to start to see a much more downward, uh, like slide down that other side of the mountain, right? Away from the standoff. It's like we're coming back together again, much more harmonious energy. But it's like from the fire to the ground type of energy. It's definitely going to be about sacred clarity because after weeks of Leo's dramatic flames, the sun moves into Virgo, and that's a much more practical energy. And to this journey, it's going to be more about like less emotion and more solutions. All right, key energy analysis over argument. So Virgo's razor sharp discernment is going to cut through the illusions. What's really working? What's just an attachment? The feminine energy will have a power move here. The nurturer, which is Virgo, now heals through action, not just feeling. So she organizes, clarifies, and decides. The masculine energy has a wake up call. If he's been avoiding reality, Virgo's precision exposes every flaw in all of his excuses. The warning with this energy is going to be the shadow side of this energy. Over criticism, like nitpicking wounds instead of tending to them. or even analysis paralysis, where you're thinking about love more than you're actually feeling it. All right, the invitation that we get with this energy as a collective is practical love. So acts of service speak louder than grand gestures. Release perfection. This journey was never about being flawless, it's about growing through imperfection. All right, I choose what nurtures, not what numbs. Big mantra with that energy. All right, and then on August 23rd, we have the Virgo new moon. So this theme is the sacred reset. Guys, this new moon is going to be very powerful. Double, triple, quadruple circle, August 23rd on the calendar. It's definitely a blank page for divine order. The new moon is meticulous Virgo, delivers a surgical strike on the chaos. It's going to offer those on this specific journey a chance to rebuild with precision and not just passion. The key energy here is karmic detox because Virgo's scalpel removes toxic patterns, people pleasing, overgiving, critical perfectionism, anything that poisons the bond. Feminine energy mastery opportunity here is she stops hoping and starts rebuilding boundaries, routines, and self-worth, one practical step at a time. This is literally how I had to pick myself back up just in the past few weeks. Masculine energy is going to get a reality check. If he's been emotionally lazy, Virgo's energy forces accountability. No more vagueness. Here is the perfect ritual moment. So again, Virgo new moon, release. Write down every unrealistic expectation, every compromise that eroded your soul, and then burn it. Then replant. So seed one tangible action, a conversation, a boundary, any type of solo healing step to grow real love. All right, here's what to look out for. Look out for the fact that the moon doesn't like victimhood. It's going to reward those who take responsibility for their feelings, their choices, and their happiness. A great mantra with the Virgo new moon is I refine my love like a sacred craft, patient, precise, and alive. All right, moving through it. Almost to the end, guys. Let me grab a drink of water. Oh, no list tonight, Tina. No list. Just stay and hang out with me. Be active, of course, in the chat. That definitely helps me um, see you down there. And then I will pick when we after we get done with the collective. I'll pick a few. I am also offering energy exchange. So if anybody wants to take a look at this Lionsgate portal energy or wants to ask a question, only $8 tonight, of course, to celebrate our 8-8 portal, right? All right, so August 25th, we have Venus entering Leo. Yay. The theme is going to be the return of the sacred fire. This is divine rekindling energy. So, the deep healing of Virgo season, Venus and Leo is going to ignite the soul's remembrance, why you fell into this twin flame dance in the first place, right? Some key energies here are feminine radiance reclaimed. So, she'll stop shrinking. Venus in Leo demands bold self love. No more settling for breadcrumbs. Her magnetism becomes undeniable. Masculine's passion reawakened. If he's been distant, Leo's fire is going to pull him back with primal certainty. This is where he belongs. It's the feeling of home. And playfulness is going to return. The heaviness is going to finally lift, and laughter, creativity, and unapologetic desires cut through old wounds. The invitation, again, that we all get with this energy is love like royalty, not ego driven drama, but sacred sovereignty. Two souls burning bright together, not for each other. Express or expire. Venus in Leo hates unspoken love. If you feel it, say it. If you want it, claim it. Here's some shadow warning with this energy. Prideful games like testing love instead of trusting it, using passion or distraction from real vulnerability. A great mantra for this energy could be, we are the fire, not the ashes. All right, the next hot date I have is August 27th, 2025. This is Venus in Leo opposite Pluto in Aquarius. And the moon is actually going to be in Scorpio. So this is really going to intensify this energy. So again, circle, triple circle. August 27th, Venus in Leo opposite Pluto in Aquarius. Again, the moon in Scorpio. The theme here is the death and rebirth of true unconditional love. This is no ordinary transit. It's a soul altering showdown between heart, which is Venus and Leo energy, and fate, which is Pluto and Aquarius energy, with the Scorpio moon just dragging every hidden truth to light. So the key energy here is going to be the feminine's energy ultimate test. Venus and Leo is going to demand radiant, unapologetic love, but Pluto's going to ask, are you loving from ego or soul? The Scorpio moon is going to force her to confront her deepest fears. If I love this boldly, will I survive the rejection? Right? Masculine's energy is evolution point. Pluto in Aquarius shatters your detachment. You can no longer, he can no longer intellectualize love. It's transform or walk away. The Scorpio moon exposes his shadows, control, fear of surrender, or past life betrayals could resurface with this energy. This is definitely a collective wake up call time. Power struggles could peak. This is a divine ultimatum to release toxic patterns or just let go of the connection and stagnation at this time. Obsession and intensity could surge, but is it love or possession? Scorpio's moon demands brutal honesty. The choice you have here is die to the old love, the version of your counterpart bond that is built on fear, games, or unmet potential just must end, and the rebirth and truth can happen. When what emerges now will be raw, purged, and unstoppable, but only if both sides choose to surrender over control. Good mantra here with this energy. We do not fear the burn because we are the phoenix. All right, the next hot date I have, and I believe this is the last one, August 28th. This is Uranus and Gemini, sextile Neptune and Aries. And the theme with this energy is the divine whisper in the chaos. Because there's going to be a surge of spiritual electricity with this energy. This is rare, high vibration aspect that's going to send a lightning bolt of insight through the collective, cutting through all of August's emotional storm with sudden clarity. It's almost like you're going to get to see why we had to experience that standoff, right? All right, so here are some of those key revelations. First, breakthroughs, downloads, Uranus and Gemini. This is unexpected messages arriving as well. This could happen through dreams, synchronicities, or even random conversations, especially if you've been in no contact. The runner may reach out abruptly, not from guilt, but from a soul level impulse. Could also experience past life memory flashes in the mind, especially tied to communication wounds or unfulfilled promises. That happens to me all the time. The next thing that could happen is spiritual courage because of Neptune and Aries. Neptune's going to dissolve fear, so you stop overthinking the connection and trust the unseen flow. The chaser suddenly feels less desperate and more divinely guided as the universe whispers, let's go, right? I have you. Aries fire plus Neptune's faith equals bold action, and it's inspired by your intuition, not anxiety. All right, the next opportunity is collective awakening because twin flames and separation may feel an unexplainable lift with this energy, as if the energy between them kind of mutates overnight. For unions in harmony, this brings creative or spiritual collaborations, channeling art, healing, or innovation together. The shadow side of this energy, beware of illusions because Neptune can glamorize and potentially just make kind of over glamorize the reality of the situation. Um, you want to ask, is this a divine sign or am I just wishful thinking? Am I acting from faith or avoidance of some hard truth? All right. And the last mantra I have for you with this energy, I allow magic to move me while my feet stay firmly on the ground. That's it, guys. That's going to be your August 2025 astrology hot dates for those of us on this very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. What did you guys think? Was it easier to follow along? Was it easier to understand the energies and how we use the astrology like every single day? All right, so I'm going to read for the collective. I'm not going to get real detailed tonight, guys, because we did this just a couple of nights ago for the monthly. I do want to show you guys my new rose water that I found. Miss L gifted me some Florida water um, back in the day when we first started, and I've been using it for quite some time. And then Spirit told me to stop using it. I don't really like have the whys. I had to stop using it, but then I was actually guided to make my own cleansers and whatnot. And I had found a recipe for how to make rose water. And it's funny because Morgan just happened to have um, a bunch of roses that she had let dry out, so it would have been like perfect to make it. And I told her, I was like, we're going to do it, we're going to make it. But I went to my favorite store. I had run out of incense, and I needed to pick up a couple of incense, and I found the rose water over there. And look at it, see my name on it. How cool was that? But the smell from this one, I don't know if it's this brand or what it is. Another thing I noticed about this one is it doesn't leave my hands sticky. So I use it for different things. I'm starting the lives. And a lot of times I notice that the rose waters will leave like a film, or sometimes it leaves like a stickiness to your fingers. And you really don't want that when you're reading tarot, right? And I noticed that this one doesn't. So yeah, that's going to be my new favorite. Aqua de Rosa. Oh, Mallory, I'm still sending you lots of love. Still sending you lots of love. I know that's a hard loss. Sandra says she liked the format a lot better. Good, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I think I'm gonna try to do it that way from now on. I really need to focus on the type of awakening that I'm having and just stop ignoring it, right? All right, so tonight I pulled out magical times. That's what I'm going to use for the collective guidance. But we're just going to stick with a little tarot. I'm going to use the Modern Witches Tarot. Guys, we're not on TikTok tonight, but I do have the Modern Witch in my showcase over on TikTok. So when we get done with the live, if you want to go get a closer look, make sure to go check it out. And then let's see, tomorrow night I'll be back, guys, all 12 signs. And then this weekend, we have family coming in. It's Carson's first birthday. We're actually doing it on Monday, but there's going to be a lot of getting ready this weekend. So I doubt I'll have any surprise lives. But if you're new, guys, make sure to hit that notification bell so it lets you know if I do decide to jump on here and do a collective or offer some readings. All right, first one to fly out. The Justice card, it's Libra energy. Um, the masculine could feel like the scales are imbalanced, something's not fair. I feel like their goal is, it's almost like her hands are, I picked a Modern Witches Tarot. So some Libra's cards, it looks like the Justice card is like at war, right? For me, I'm not getting that with this energy. It's almost like her hands are up. It's almost like I'm seeing the white flag. It's almost like the masculine is saying something doesn't seem fair, but I'm willing to just call truce. Like I'm needing some type of peace. There's something about the white tennis shoes that's sticking out to me. right, feminine energy, we have King of Cups coming out. That is my clue card for Divine Masculine, but it's going to be about getting your feelings in check or getting like control of your emotions, not allowing your emotions to like get carried away type of thing. And it definitely could have something to do. Okay, I got it. So the masculine is trying to be more peaceful or keep the peace for the divine feminine. And the divine feminine is trying to be calmer or maybe less emotional for the divine masculine. How interesting is that? All right, let's look at the bridging energy. I feel like something's happened with the readings. I feel like it happened with the last week's all 12 signs. It's like I felt the shift. I felt it change. It was weird. I couldn't explain it. I kept saying that the readings were weird. I feel like most of the time when I've been doing the readings, it was something that had already happened and it gave me confirmation. It seems like something's happening with the readings where it's like, this is future energies. This is like, and remember, we're looking at the next week, right? So this is supposed to be the week of the 3rd through the 9th. But yeah, I think that's what's happened. It's like, because I haven't experienced this yet. So interesting, the weird things that happen in this journey. Yeah. All right, let's look at the bridging energy. Bridging energy, please. 6 of Pentacles, we get help. We get assistance. Again, the harmony, balance, peace. 6 of Cups on the bottom, a strong reunion energy. I'm liking this format as well. All right, I'm going to use elemental wisdom to clarify. Guys, stick around. I am going to offer some free reads tonight. I do have a special energy exchange reading for $8 if you want to ask a question. If anybody wants to look into that portal energy. If you're members only, we will be doing a Lionsgate portal for members only on PLR. Remember, guys, you do have to be tribe 2 or higher to join us for the members only live. All right, masculine, let's look at this justice energy. The Tower comes out. Talk about something being unfair. Page of Cups comes out. There's an apology. And 6 of Wands comes out. This is like better person type of energy. This is almost like the masculine saying like, whatever the masculine energy was holding on to, like whatever false foundation they were holding on to has, exploded, right? That's that lightning energy. There is an apology, but it's almost like this apology is only here. Again, this energy of keep the peace. It's this energy of like something's been difficult or challenging for the masculine. So they're like, okay, let me make this peace offering so that I can, survive. That's kind of what I'm getting there. All right, King of Cups for the divine feminine. It is about being in control of your emotions. It's what it is. It's stop stuttering. Why am I stuttering all of a sudden? It's where I know why. It's because the words come and my mouth doesn't work fast enough. Okay, so it's overcoming your triggers. So the masculine energy most likely really triggered the divine feminine, right? And it's like as you're stepping into your divinity, there's less triggers. It doesn't impact you. You're not bothered, right? Judgment comes out. This is purpose, calling. We have Queen of Wands coming out. This is confidence. And Seven of Wands coming out. This is healthy boundaries. It's like that's the not being triggered, right? So it's almost like not only are you not bothered, but you're not distracted either. Like, how awesome is that? I mean, you are aligned with purpose. Judgment is Scorpio energy, but it's like you're aligned with your calling. You have stepped into your confidence, your power, your all of it, your sovereignty is almost what I'm getting. And with the Seven of Wands, it's like you know how hard you had to fight to get here, to get control of these emotions, to not be triggered in this way by anyone. So it's like you're holding on to that with all your might. All right, let's look at that Six of Pentacles. This is the bridging energy. I don't know about you guys, but when I seen Six of Cups, I was like, I mean, not Six of Cups. Six of Cups is reunion energy. It's over here. But when I seen Six of Pentacles, what's it say? Sandra, member for 23 months. I love you, Sandra. Cool. Okay. But when it said like the Six of Pentacles was our bridging energy, so remember the bridging energy is like the current spiritual lesson. I was like, man, I feel like, thank God. Thank God, right? Because it's like it's been almost like boiling up to this like peak, right? And it's like now we're in the suckling, like boiling period. So to see the Six of Pentacles coming out, like Spirit's gonna help. It's, oh my gosh, thank goodness. It is the card that normally only one person is like getting the coins, right? And the other person has like, the coins in one hand and the scales in the other. And it talks about how the other person who's not getting anything kind of feels like they're being like left out or they've been gypped in some way, right? But this Six of Pentacles, because I picked the Modern Witches Tarot, she has two gifts. Like she has more than enough for each person. And both persons, how am I saying? Both people are open to receive. No one's ignoring it. No one's trying to say, I don't need it. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's like definitely giving this energy of surrender. It's been hard enough. I'm tired of like going against the grain type of thing. I'm willing to do the work so that I can get some assistance so life's not so freaking hard, right? I can't even say that word, Dina, but yes, that's it. All right, so Six of Coins again, Six of Pentacles, Six of Coins, two different decks, y'all. I love Spirit so much. So big confirmation, right? And look, there he is, there's those scales, right? The people have their hand out, the gifts are coming in. We have Knight of Coins coming out and Queen of Swords. I almost feel like it's because we're doing the work and we are enforcing healthy boundaries, right? Like we're not just I feel like a lot of us have had if you've been in no contact, a lot of you have had contact just in the last, I don't know, 24 to 48 hours. I've done several lives with you guys, several readings, private readings, so it's coming out everywhere, right? But I feel like whereas before the feminine energy was so triggered every time these periods happen, it's almost like this time you're not bothered. You're just going with the flow. It's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. And it's going to be the masculine as well. I will say that don't shoot the messenger here, y'all, but I will say that with the feminine energy, it seems, I mean, look, you got judgment, which is like calling, purpose, healing, all of that, right? Spiritual alignment for the feminine, and the masculine got the tower. So it's almost like the masculine is surrendering and like coming along and like saying, hey, I want to work with you, and shit's gotten hard and I'm ready to like come into alignment. But it's almost like out of like forced, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's almost like shit's been so hard. I don't know why I'm laughing. But it's like it's almost like it's been so challenging or so hard that it's like, hey, let me just give this offer, and can we please just, start over, work together, that type of thing. All right, I'm going to pull, I'm struggling, so let's do both. I'm going to pull Magical Times and the Power of Love Activation. And then I'll jump over and we'll start knocking those readings out. Guys, if you do the $8 exchange reading, we can look at Lionsgate Portal, or you can ask a question. If we look at the portal, I have a little spread already made out. I thought I made a video, but I guess I didn't post a video. All right, here's the guidance for the collective. We have discernment. See the truth in the situation, use common sense, and do not be fooled. Pay attention, your intuition knows. We also have the dreamer card. It says your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. All right, let me pull Power of Love Activation. Friendliness. You're able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. Peacefulness, which I feel like came out so much in the readings. You recognize that balance, kindness, and love bring calmness to your soul. I'm going to read it because I've seen it on the bottom of the deck. Detachment. You're releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. All right. That's going to be collective, guys. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly. I see Diana making me a paid list. Thank you, Diana. All right. Sandra's first, and she wants Lionsgate. All right. The first thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to pull a card to show me what happened for you for Lionsgate last year. So from last year to this year, what is the energy? What fruit came from that particular portal? Lionsgate 2024. Ooh, Three of Swords came out, but it did come out in reverse. They could be saying that you're ignoring it. Wow. So from Lionsgate of last year, I feel like contact, spiritual contact. It's almost like you got something that you thought you wanted. It could have been like what you thought was a new beginning or a clean slate, but it was actually an opportunity to heal. So that's what you got from last Lionsgate portal. Now I'm going to look at your energy right now. The Hermit is Virgo. The Star is Aquarius. All right, so you're in the creating energy with the Empress, the Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Okay, so you're in the opportunity. You have the opportunity to be this abundant, creative, going with the flow type of energy, but there's fear to say something, fear to communicate, fear to tell someone how you feel. And if you're thinking that something is keeping like your abundance or like your happiness or like your fruitfulness like at bay, then it's this energy of not being able to tell someone how you feel. And it may be like not being able to tell someone the truth of how you feel. Like maybe you're telling someone I'm fine, but that's not really the case. All right, now I'm going to look at what you need to do in order to come into alignment. with portal energy. Six of Cups reunion. I mean, it's pretty clear. Six of Pentacles, balance the energy. Eight of Swords, self-restriction. Ace of Wands. Remember, the first thing I gotta say is remember that it's never about another person. I'm not telling you, Sandra, that you need to go to find this person and you need to tell them how you feel so that you can break free from your self restrictions. It has nothing to do with the other person. That's the first thing I have to say. But your feminine energy is not admitting to your masculine energy that something hurts, that something is causing pain. I think that something is that they've started over, or that they've the 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 stars on the star card can sometimes talk about like a whole bunch of things at one time. Um, okay, because the focus is on the whole bunch of things at one time that this energy is doing, you've gotten distracted from your personal Ace of Wands, like purpose, destiny, fate. So the way to balance this out, the only way to like break free and get back into alignment with your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing is going to be to tell someone how this made you feel. All right, let's pull a guidance card. And this could have been from last year because remember we started with what was Lionsgate Portal for 2024. All right, gratitude comes out. Be grateful for abundance. Live in appreciation for what you have, and more good things will come. And then we have manifestation. Your dreams have untold energy. Open the door and let them live. Desire and belief are your power. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Jenna is next. Jenna, say hi to me in the comments, please. Love that. Someone says, I feel like finally coming back to me before you. All right, Jenna, say hi to me in the comments. Let me know if you have a question or if you want to look at Lionsgate Portal Energy. Guys, please remember, especially for members, I will be doing a special live. We're going to do it before the portal because I'm going to give you some ritual information that you can use on the actual portal date. So I want to give you that information ahead of time. So we're going to talk about it on the 6th. I do already have it posted, so you can hit that notify me button and it'll give you a reminder. All right, Jenna, I'm assuming we're looking at Lionsgate Portal Suite. Let's look at 2024. Look at that Leo energy. So again, it's very similar. It's like something happened around last Lionsgate Portal that maybe could have given you some type of like opportunity or excitement of coming together of equal effort. But it's like you're still waiting for that equal effort, and you've been waiting since the Lionsgate Portal of last year. All right, so let's look at your current energy right now. Judgment again coming out. So following your calling, Two of Swords. It's almost this energy like you're following your calling because you feel like you're hoping it'll help you get unstuck. Ace of Swords is here, or it'll give you some type of clarity. Scorpio energy coming out strongly. Let's look at what you need to do to come into alignment. Nine of Swords comes out. Seven of Wands comes out. And Knight of Wands comes out. you're over worried about something, probably because you're still waiting for this energy over here. But Spirit's almost like you need to let that energy go, so that you can fight for something else or get excited for something else. Let's see if we can find out what the something else is really quickly. Three of Pentacles, the coming together, the working together, the I respect you, you respect me. Five of Cups, being able to move on from past loss. And Ten of Wands, absolutely, that's going to allow you to release those burdens. So it's almost like whatever you were trying to manifest last Lionsgate portal has just taken all this time to cook, and to come into fruition this Lionsgate portal. So that's really not too shocking or surprising either. I will say that's the first time I feel like the Five of Cups, it was an immediate, it's going to be the bridge on the Modern Witches Tarot. It was an immediate lift from the sadness and despair to, oh, this is where we're headed. This is what we have left. This is what we alchemized. Gratitude again. I feel like you're saying that to me all the time, Jenna. You always put gratitude in the comments. It says you fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. Kindness is on the bottom. We are humanitarian, made of love, and you are able to share that energy with others. I do want to pull one of these two. Look at that. And of course, I didn't have it on the camera. But you know, happiness and union come out. You have seen and unseen allies draw upon their strength, join forces with friends, and flourish. The happiness card comes out. Immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Cultivate fluttering moments of joy. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. All right, is that it for the energy exchange readings? Let me know. And we'll jump into some free readings. Okay, let's for paid mini reading. Divine timing. Divine timing. Say hi to me in the comments. Jenna, last year, Lionsgate, I went to Salem. How cool is that? I can't even remember what I was doing last year. Oh, almost exactly where I'm at right now. Oh, let's see. All right, there she is. Thank you, Diana. Thank you for helping me with that. All right, do we have a question, divine timing, or do we want to look at Lionsgate portal energy? Yesterday, when I took off, guys, it was so hot. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. And it was definitely one of those energies where I was like, man, I feel like I can't pull down. I couldn't get enough water. Yeah, just couldn't pull down. It was Diana. It was like, hey, go grab a cold shower, get a cold rag. And that definitely helped for sure. But we're under this heat wave, and I even posted something about it. I even posted like this thing on my Facebook where I was like, it talks about how at nighttime it's not getting cool enough. So like the body isn't getting a chance to cool down. And I'm telling you, like yesterday, I felt that. It is supposed to bend this weekend. This weekend, the heat wave is supposed to finally get out. I mean, it's still going to be hot, but at least it's not like, overwhelming. All right, let's look at the last Lionsgate. Last Lionsgate, 2024. What was divine timing doing? Nine of Pentacles has something to do with money, the High Priestess, spirituality, the world. Life was good, right? Life was good last Lionsgate. New opportunities. You may have felt like you were more in control of your emotions, of your business, of your money. Okay, let's look at the energy you're in now. Six of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. All right, let me tell you guys why this has happened, because I know there's going to be so many of us out there. I made a lot more money. I made a lot more money last year than I did this year. That's factual. It's almost like when you first have spiritual awakening, a spirit lets you kind of like play around. I feel like I had all this time to like play around, learn stuff, mess up, do things that I knew were wrong after learning that I shouldn't be doing them. I was very not good with my money. I could have definitely made wiser choices. Um, all those things, right? And I'm just using myself as an example here, divine timing. This year, since January, has been like fierce is not the word. I don't have the words to express to you. Again, I haven't gone without. Um, Spirit has had my back every single time, even in the desperate times that I cried, screaming, fussing. Um, Always there. But this has been the year that I think I feared the most. It's like the things that I was scared of the most have happened now, right? And especially when it comes to like finances. So it's like now I don't have anything to fear. I've done faced the things, right? I had to move in with my son. You know what I mean? Remember when we raised our children and we're like, we're the parent and we take care of them. You know, he was driving me somewhere the other day. He was driving me around. We were running some errands, and we were at a stop sign or something. He's like, "Mom, I need you to sit back." And he was trying to see like out the window or whatever. So I sat back and he chuckled. He said, I just told you to sit back." Oh, how the roles change. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, I feel like it's very possible that you've experienced that same type of transition, right? Things were probably a little better. Maybe you had more hope, or you had more opportunities, or things looked like they were going to go a certain way. And then all of a sudden, they didn't go that way at all. Um, you could be needing more assistance now. You could be asking Spirit for more assistance. But I'm just going to tell everybody here, and this is not just divine timing, this is literally everybody here. None of us did as much work as we think we did. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be like, oh, some B word, or not, not give people, credit where credit's due. I'm not. But I feel like if we're all honest with ourselves, we know what we should have done more of, right? And we know where we dropped the ball. We know when we slacked. We knew when those manifestations came in, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to spend this now. It's going to be so much fun. I'll get more later, right? We know. We know when we got out of alignment, when, maybe we weren't getting up at 4 anymore. We weren't meditating, we weren't praying. Maybe we weren't cleansing first thing in the morning, right? We knew, right? So that's the Knight of Pentacles. So it's like Spirit saying, this is not just a cleansing of, I talked about this in the August Twin Flame Collective, where I said that right now money is literally going through some type of vibrational energy cleansing, right? Because the energy that is aligned to the vibration of money right now is not nice. It's not pretty. It's not good. And that's why God's not letting us have any of it. That's factual. I don't know how else to say that. And that's why it's going through this breakdown of the system right now. Pluto and Aquarius, guys. Uranus. Oh my God. Anyway, so as it's going through this purification and this cleansing, we have to come into alignment as well, right? Like we have to do the things that we promised Spirit that we would do when Spirit helped us. When Spirit dug us out of our darkest pit and said, here, I'm going to renew you. I'm going to give you new life. I'm going to give you new hope and new inspiration and new excitement and all of this. And all I need you to do is share the word, right? All I need you to do is tell people about how God saved you. All I need you to do is help other people that are going through the same shit that you're going through, right? That's all we have to do. But that's a lot. That's a lot. I say like all we have to do, all we have to do. But let me tell you, it's you're literally surrendering your whole life to follow purpose, to follow Spirit's purpose, right? So I'm not trying to like be like, oh, you didn't do enough and it's your fault, but we all need to do more. We all need to do more and we all need to come into alignment. We all need to have the self discipline. Thank God for Saturn and Aries right now, because it's going to help us all get the self discipline that we need so that we can do more, so that we can stay in alignment, so that we can start to see the fruits of our labor, right? All right, let's see what it is that you need to do. Knight of Cups. So again, courageous, tell people how you feel. Three of Swords, what happened to you, your testimony, the Chariot, the victory is already yours. You need to do it quickly. How many of you are scared to tell people about your spiritual awakening? How many of you are scared that people will think you're weird or that you're lying or you're being dramatic or you're just making it up for, I don't know, why would people make it up? For attention, right? Like, how many of you are scared to tell people about what happened to you, especially when you have a counterpart energy that's off doing God knows what, right? Like, I don't know. It's hard. It's hard for, I don't want to tell people. All right. So what potentially could happen if you decide you're going to get into alignment and you're going to go in the direction that Spirit tells you to go? Seven of Swords comes out. The Death card comes out. And the Judgment card comes out. Justice is on the bottom. Look at all the major arcana. The High Priestess, the World, the Chariot, the Death card, Judgment, Justice. That is so many major arcana. Spirit definitely in the room for divine timing, right? But it's almost like right now, you're in the synergy of accountability. You're in the synergy of, I know I have a lot of work to do. You also could be in this some type of like, slippery situation, right? Like there's something that's not quite firm, not quite in place, something with that Page of Cups. But it's like what you need to do is quickly get into alignment, quickly have the courage to tell people what happened to you, right? And then what could come of that is definitely this leveling up, this ending to all the like challenges and obstacles. It's definitely like coming into alignment when you surrender, when you throw your arms up. I put this thing on my Facebook the other day that said, and I don't believe in like the devil or nothing, y'all. It was just a post, but I put fear belongs to the devil. Like once you've made your peace with God, you are literally unstoppable. Once you've made your peace with God and you've surrendered to the journey that you're on, you are literally unstoppable. Nothing can get in your way, right? All right, let's pull a Power of Love card. So I think it's just about the self-discipline, the accountability, doing the work every single day. You're not new to it anymore, right? We're at major arcana stage here. All right, we have the Harmony card. You're able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. We have the Compassion card. It says, you demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing love. I see the Present card, Elevation, because I've seen that leveling up. All right, so the Present card says, you live in the moment and you're able to bring forth the energy of love in your current circumstances. And Elevation says, you're making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful. All right, guys, is that all of the energy exchange readings? No one will be live my story, will believe my story. That will make sense to many. It's very true. It's very true. I didn't think anybody would believe me when I came out here and had to tell people what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I thought people would just assume that I was just some cheater or a liar or, whatever. It was hard. It's still hard. It's still hard. Guys, while I have you here, I do want to talk to you guys about my soul circle. Soul circle. I'm going to get it out right. I have created a new membership over on my personal website, guys, my PLR website. With Fourth Wall. I don't know if you guys have ever told you that story, but Fourth Wall is a platform that does websites, professional websites for creators. And I just want to say, like, you have to have an invitation to be over there. And I don't know who told them about us, but we got an invite, I think in our third year. So we've had the website for a couple of years now, and I've just kind of been playing around with it. We did make a membership for an astrology class that we did, a very basic beginner's astrology, just to kind of lay the foundation out there and get some resources out. But this is going to be a monthly subscription where we're going to do weekly therapeutic discussions. We're going to go in there and talk about the twin flame journey, the masculine energy, the feminine energy, the synchronicities, all the weird things that happen to us. I'm going to talk a lot about my own personal journey, which I know I struggle to do out here. It's like I kind of hint towards it, or I just drop pieces here and there. I most likely will start this new course, class, whatever we want to call it, soul circle, with the a live where I just kind of go over my personal journey, like who I am, what happened to me, and where I'm at now, right? We did that when we first started PLR about 5 years ago. So it is definitely this idea of like regrouping, recircling, coming back around, getting back to the roots, right? And then we'll do more, each Monday. I want to do them on Monday, and I want to do, each one we'll talk about different resources, different books that are out there that are helpful for those of us that are on this very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. Guys, all of our journeys are different, right? Like we all experience different things in our journey, but we all have the same lesson, right? That's how you know that this is the journey you're experiencing. That's how come when I'm reading the cards, it relates. That's how come you're like, oh, that's happening to me, or I feel that coming, or how did she know about that? You see what I'm saying? Most of the time, I'm using my own journey and my own experiences, or spirit is showing me something that's like specific to me, right? And the only reason that you relate to it is, again, having the same type of experience. All right, so who else is in here wanting to do free card pulls? Let me know. Let me know. I know I seen Vanessa say something earlier. I don't know if she's still with us. Let me know. Sandra says, had to be sneaky, but I snapped a few pics. I'm going to have to know what that's about. Twitch, best viewers. No, I don't have to buy my viewers. I know people do, guys. Like you probably don't know this, but people buy views. They buy subscribers. They fake it up pretty good. Um, the thing about that is YouTube knows. You know what I'm saying? Like YouTube knows, so you can't fool YouTube. So it's like if you want to get a paycheck, you can't do the things, right? Dina, did I see where it says Dina would like a message? Let me know. Yes, let's see. All right, let's pull magical times. Let's see what spirit wants to say. Tomorrow night, guys, all 12 signs. If you can come and join me live, it would be super awesome. You want to hang out in the chat with me. If you can't, please remember that I will put timestamps in the description box. immediately following the live stream. All right, Dina, you got expectation. It says be open for whatever comes next. It might just be the music your heart's been waiting to hear. There was some type of like hiccup or delay. I went from music to your heart. So it's very possible that something you thought wasn't coming or wasn't going to happen could come in pretty quickly, very like surprisingly. All right, I hope that was helpful. Vanessa, all right, Vanessa, let's pull. Vanessa, see what comes out. Guys, make sure that you have become a member over on our YouTube channel so that you can join me for the Lionsgate portal readings. Remember, I'm going to do them on August 6th because I'm actually going to give you some very helpful information that you'll need to use on August 8th. All right, nature. You got two cards, Vanessa. Nature and discernment came out. Sometimes all you need is to go outside, breathe the fresh air to remember who you are and where you want to be. And discernment says, see the truth of the situation. Use common sense. Do not be fooled. Pay attention. Your intuition knows. There's something about going outside more, being in nature more. I feel like Spirit's been telling me this. Discernment is giving me this energy of there's someone, look how she's like looking down at the frog. There's something about that sticking out as well. But there's this energy here of someone could be trying to like fool you or they're not telling you whole truths, something like that. But it's like you see them for the frog that they are. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like they're doing it. I don't know. It's like it doesn't need to happen. You can see them for who they are. All right, I'm gonna leave that be. I hope that was helpful. Do you still get to send random memberships? Let's go do that right now. I would never think of it if somebody doesn't say anything. Look at that. Vanessa. Let's see, let me find this button. Membership gifting. Let's see. You have 10 to give away. Okay. 75 now. All right, we just sent 5 out. Dina got one, Lori Gonzalez, Maria, Diana got one, and Vanessa got one. Girl, how'd you know? All right, let's do it again because you get 10. So let's do the other 5 as well. Might as well, right? Let's see here. Membership gifting. I get 10 of these every month, guys, and I just forget. I just forget to do it. Okay, let's see. There's 5 more. Just went out. Oh, this is so cool. Did it let me do 5 more, or didn't do 5 more? Did we get 5 more or no? Didn't do 5 more. You could receive a 1 month membership to channels and oh, now people can gift members to each other. How cool is that? Okay, it says I've sent all 10. I didn't get to see the other ones though, so like I don't know who the other 5 people were. Did you guys get to see it? Did it show it over there? 5 other people? I don't think it did it. I think it's fibbing. It's probably going to be. I'm just saying. It's probably going to be user error. It's not. It's not. It's not going to be the YouTube. It's going to be the Rosa. But yeah, it says I did it, so I guess that's it. It's awful. Maybe it's only letting me do 5 at a time. Yeah, it's not giving me the option. It just says I've sent all 10. I didn't see the other 5. Did you guys see the other 5? Jenna. Woot woot, Diana says. All right, ladies. Don't let me forget anybody. I always feel super bad. But don't forget, tomorrow night, all 12 signs, timestamps in the description box. Carson's birthdays. I don't want to say I'm not going to do a music and tarot because I had an idea that we were kind of going to. But I know that Carson's party's here and we're going to have a lot of family here. I know I only seen 5 too. I'm so upset about it. But just in case, if you're new, make sure to hit that bell to all, and then it'll tell you if I go live. It is very possible that we'll jump over on TikTok. I have to do 2 more 30 minutes. We got the one in. We got the one in on Monday, and that was it. It won't let me do any more. Not multi-streamed anyway, so I'll have to do those separate. But I will message mods if I do decide to jump over there and do any on TikTok. I need to try to get those 2 knocked out so I can make that $200, right? Let me see what else. I can't think of nothing else. New merch, guys. Make sure to go check out the website. Oh yeah, and the Twin Flame Soul Circle, guys. That information is already posted on my website, so you can go check it out. You can go ahead and sign up. And I believe that our first live is going to be on August 11th. All right. I love you, ladies. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming in here and helping. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love.